So let's go get some bagels. Good morning, YouTube. I am up very early. It's like 8:30, chasing a bagel. It's a popular bagel shop that's in New York. It's called Pop-Up Bagel. They opened a location in Atlanta off the Beltline. And as you can imagine, it has been absolutely crazy to try to get a bagel from this shop. And so I thought to myself, if you are gonna get a bagel, and you don't have to stand in like this crazy line, you need to get up very early and go to the bagel shop. So that's what I'm doing this morning. And I'm honestly glad that I did, because there's like no traffic out, just easy breezy this morning. So let's go get some bagels. It smells so good by this pop-up bagel place. So I ended up getting the sesame, poppy, and everything bagel because they had kind of like a get three for $14, and then the scallion schmear. So one of my favorite bagels out of any bagel is always an everything bagel. And these are hot. Oh my goodness, look at that. You can kind of see. That's a really good bagel. I get the hype. Definitely get the hype. I think the fact because it's like a hot bagel, which makes it pretty delicious for the morning time. Oh, love that. The scallion schmear is really good too. I should have gotten two everything bagels. This bagel is bomb.
In the sunshine, I just climbed down to this one again. New scars, new bars, new lessons. I just wanna dance in the lessons.
So something I have really been loving lately, ever since I knew that I was going to have my surgery, I knew I wasn't going to be able to eat a lot of heavy food to begin with. So I am easily influenced on certain things. But I was on Instagram, of course, and I had been seeing this particular brand called Brodo. What it is, it's like an organic mix of broth. And I'm not really sure if you've seen on social media where a lot of people are really getting into drinking broth in the morning. And so when I saw it, I was like, you know what? I think that would be a really great thing for me to do since I'm having my surgery and not really trying to eat a lot of heavy food. Broth in the morning would be perfect. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did substitute my coffee in the morning, which I love coffee in the morning, for broth a couple of days. And it did take some time for me to get used to it, but honestly, I've really been loving having a cup of broth in the morning. They had a sale going on. I ended up ordering a 30-day supply. And if you get the 30-day supply, which is just 30 packets, they had, I believe you had like a selective extra 6 packets that you can get. However, I have really been loving these particular packets, and I really love them because each packet measures out to be 1 cup. So you can either use it to cook with your food, you know how many cups or how many packets you would need, or if you want to substitute that for a cup of broth in the morning, each one is where you can just fix 1 cup. You get about 13, you get 12 of the chicken broth, you get 13 of the hearth bone broth, and then you get 6, and then the extra 6 of the selective broths. So you have 1 flavor that's a coconut and curry lime. I actually cooked some polenta. I had one morning with the coconut and curry lime, and it actually turned out really good. I just wasn't ready at that particular point to really eat a lot of food, or at least like a cup of polenta grits. So I really kind of wasted that, and I really wish I would have waited, because this would have been a really good flavor to have in the morning for just like a cup of coconut curry lime. So they also have rosemary and lemon, roasted garlic and chili, which this is what I'm going to use when I cook my red beans and rice. And then they also have a ginger and turmeric. I've actually been thinking about what meals I want to eat this week, or planning my meals for the week. So I am going to cook a ramen noodle, and I have been really kind of trying to go back and forth with which kind that I want to use. I know for a fact I can just use the regular chicken broth, but for the ramen noodle, I'm really going between either the coconut and curry lime, the rosemary and lemon, or the ginger and turmeric. My problem is for the coconut and curry lime, because I only had 2 packs and I've already used 1, I'm really not sure that 1 cup is going to be enough for my ramen bowl. But I know I have more of the ginger and turmeric and the rosemary and lemon. So I'm really trying to kind of figure out which one I want to use for my ramen bowl later on in the week. But, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and finish or go ahead and start cooking my red beans and rice, because I've really been feeding for that. So I just kind of wanted to share what has been happening, because the reasons that they give here, it's 10 grams of collagen, rich protein, it's under 50 calories, 0 sugar, 0 fat, helps and supports gut and joint health, gluten-free, dairy-free, and it comes from real food sources that are easy to digest. So I will give it to them that they do have some really good tasting broth. Because of my particular surgery situation, these really have been great meal substitutes, or at least to kind of hold me over where my body's in a recovery state. These have been so clutch in the morning, replacing my coffee and or a meal. All right, so let's continue cooking.
Yeah, we seen a few nights, but we seen as many dawns. Got a few scars from a couple heavy falls, but we don't ever let up. Nah, always keep your head up. So who's rolling out, forget us. Let's roll them days in the backseat touring, and for them nights in the back room balling. We can never let up. Always keep your head up. So who's rolling out, forget us. Listen, 20 years in the making. Mama always talking about that tape when I was born, playing keys in a blazer. Every time I mention that I feel won't make it, say don't spill too many tears on the paper, just carry on. Think about the blessings put on me, and if they real, then who am I to fight against my theory? It makes you only wait you. If you try to be low key, that's why the journey to the top can be lonely. Used to wanna be a rock star before I made hip hop songs. Speedy cash, swinging hands, screaming like a monster. Played 100 concerts, little embarrassing to be honest, but I can't deny the resilience that it taught us. If you sell 1,000 tickets or you only sell some, give everything you got, make sure you earn that well done. And even if you hate it, tell none, cause everything was worth it, even if your music only helps one. All the times I spent alone, try to pick my life above the floor. Yeah, we seen a few nights, but we seen as many dawns. Got a few scars from a couple heavy falls, but we don't ever let up. Nah, always keep your head up. So who's growing up, forget us. Let's roll them days in the backseat touring, and for them nights in the back room balling. We can never let up. Always keep your head up. So who's growing up, forget us. Now I can't lie and say I don't wanna be wealthy, but I know your hobbies where the real is kinda wealthy. How many cars, cribs, Louis and Chanel's can you own before you notice all your photos are just selfies? Yeah. How long before everything starts feeling like the same thing? How about when the pressure begins pummeling your brain? We're spending time to get more money, to spend money on more time. I wonder why our happiness ain't changing. success. Had to figure out the spirit of my quest. Had to know the reason why I'm pressing on, staying strong, saying to the mirror, you can't give up yet. The journey and the legacy is treasure. The weight of your decisions is a scale by which you measure. So hold my daughter, she won't hear me talk about no never. We come this far, it's only gonna get better. Yeah, we seen a few nights, but we seen as many dawns. Got a few scars from a couple heavy falls, but we don't ever let up. Always keep your head up. So this road will not forget us. This road, them days in the backseat.
Let's see. Let it cool. Just let it cool. This is one of my favorite spots to come and just take in Atlanta. As you can see, the city view, but this is on the top level of the SCAD Museum of Fashion and Film, what I just showed you. I'm not going in, but I just kind of wanted to come in and take in this beautiful view and show you all. Welcome to Atlanta. This is why I love Atlanta, right here. All of this behind me. Fresh flowers for the week. There is something about having fresh flowers just in my space for me that just kind of gives me like an uplift, just kind of brighten up the morning, brighten up the day. Uh-oh. And I'm sitting here saying that and I just broke off the little petal. All right. Also, if you saw my last vlog, you know, I was down hunting a chantilly, the berry chantilly cake from Whole Foods. And I was just driving down the road, minding my business. And I was like, I wonder if Whole Foods got any slices of the berry chantilly cake. They did. I got one. Don't judge me. Also, sometimes I think when you are cooking a specific meal, there's something about having the right plates and forks and spoons that really, in my opinion, kind of elevate the meal. So I shared with you all that I was going to make ramen this week. So I was on the hunt to really find some really nice deep ramen bowls. I went in Home Goods and I got the only two that they had. That's why I was like, oh, universe, you wanted me to have these bowls. I really like them. They're made in Japan, so it will serve its purpose. The only thing is I was like, these were $8 a piece. And I was like, whew, talk about trying to give the aesthetic, because they were the only two. If they had more, I'm not really sure if I would have paid $8 a piece for it, but I do like the bowls. They are very nice. But I just wasn't looking for them to be $8 a piece. But oh well, all is well. We're good. It's currently 4:30 in the morning, and yes, when I get up during this time, this is when I like to do a lot of my personal things. So I go grocery shopping, I like to pay my bills during this time. I also like to do laundry during this time, just essentially because by the time I wake up, I'm not stressed because I've already done all of those things, and it's such a quiet time. I enjoy this time in the morning, just between like 4:30, 7:30, because I feel like I have the most energy during this time. So tell me what you think. When do you do all of your personal online things, like you're paying your bills and writing down your to-do list? Because the perfect time for me is like 4 o'clock in the morning. I love mornings like this where it's like quiet and slow and I can just sip my coffee and just really get my thoughts out. What I've been thinking about lately is things that we say to ourselves. How do we support ourselves in really staying encouraged, really meeting our goals, setting expectations, setting boundaries that are really going to help improve our own quality of life? And this really hit me because my last YouTube video that I posted, I really wanted to kind of document and mark the tips that I had been using to really help me grow my YouTube channel and really invest in my YouTube channel. And one of the tips that I used was really write out what success looks like for you. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, Charmaine, you really use that tip a lot more in your life than you really think about it, aside from just your YouTube channel, because this is 3 weeks post-op for me. And I am absolutely blown away by how well I have done after this surgery. As I shared before, my first myomectomy was not like this at all. Like, absolutely not like this at all. I think I had that expectation of what my first myomectomy was, and I was trying to place that experience on this current time, and the two just don't go together. They just, at all. Encouraging myself with was the phrase, what does success look like for you today? And I really tried to repeat that and really engage myself in that phrase every day since my surgery. So that first week after surgery, when I really said to myself, what does success look like for you each day? I really just had a goal of making sure that I got up every hour on the hour to walk in a loop, to make sure that I was moving and that I didn't forming any type of blood clots. I had on my compression socks, and I would just get up every hour and move. That is something of what success looked like for me during that day for that time. Just getting up and taking a shower, because sometimes after surgery, you really kind of, depending on how you're feeling, kind of want to just sit and rot in bed sometimes. But I knew if I got up and at least took a shower and not had to smell my armpits every day on top of, really having to heal from the surgery, that was a win for me that day. And so I just really wanted to share that with you all, that if you're really trying to stay encouraged and really stick to the goals for yourself, because all of those, what does success look like for me today, really build up small wins to get to the end goal for you. And I just really wanted to share that if you were looking for something or needed a refresh of something, to really start honing in on the specific day, being in the present moment. What does success look like for me today? It can be anything that you deem of what success looks like for you. And I really appreciate the fact that you get to write your own definition of success, because there's no one that can come in and say, well, you should be up, running by now. You should be up being on a treadmill by now. And it's like, no, because that's not what success looks like for me. That's probably what success looks like for you in your mind. And it really helps you to create boundaries and say, that's not the expectation or the point of success I have set for myself for this day. That is not the intention I have set for this day. But it also gives you the moment to recalibrate your day when you kind of check in with yourself and say, well, have I reached my moment of success? And if you haven't, then it gives you time, depending on how many hours are left in the day, to really refocus and or plan in it for the next day. And I just really wanted to share that with you all, just to kind of just give you a point of encouragement, give you a tip of how to check in with yourself, because I know I have been using that so much here now lately. What does success look like for you today? I wanted to share that. I want you to stay encouraged. And so now I'm getting ready to go pick up my groceries and start my day. Think about it. Atlanta is gonna do 75 degrees one day, and the next day it's 30 degrees out here. It's cold.
Maybe I'm waiting for a sign. I see it every time I close my eyes. Falling back in line, but I don't wanna leave your love behind. Maybe I'm waiting for a sign. I see it every time I close my eyes. Maybe I'm waiting for a sign. I see it every time I close my eyes. Falling back in line, but I don't wanna leave your love behind. Maybe I'm waiting for a sign. I see it every time I close my eyes. Close my
I have been waiting on this ramen bowl all week. It looks so good. I have been eager to use my brodo broths with it. Even swiped me some chopsticks. And I only eat the dumplings with the chopsticks. I don't know how to eat noodles with chopsticks, but it has to be kind of like pretty big in order for me to use chopsticks like this. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of myself. Oh wow. Go Charmaine! A problem that you can see with me is that I do not allow my food to cool off. I love to burn my tongue. What is up? Well, guys, that's all I have for this week. Thank you so much for joining in my YouTube video this week. Next week, I've been looking at some other things to cook, so make sure that you tune in to see what I come up with, what I found. And I'll see you all next time. Have a great week.